used to watch the series, but this was the first Digimon game that I'd played. So I'm not used to the proper like Tamagotchi style raising games. To me, Digimon is RPG. Digimon is Digimon World 3 and like Dusk and Dawn and that lot. But yeah, so I started playing it, loved the intro, loved being able to pick my characters because they have some good boys and girls in your selection.
Yeah.
So like when you start the game, as you're showing currently, you have to go to the center and then you pick a pack of 3 Digimon that you want to be your RPG partners because you go to this virtual world and you get your like friend Digimon and you go and level up and you're supposed to beat gym leaders and the usual RPG goodies are like just playing games. But
And
then
then everything in the world goes wrong.
everything goes wrong. Like a lot of people don't realize until they like actually play it, but Digimon World 3's baddies are literally terrorists. So it's like you're like I think you're supposed to be about 11 in the game and it's just like, yeah, sure, go and fight these global terrorists. It's like, okay,
Do it,
sure.
young child.
Just
The, the,
like
the adults the adults of this world had failed us, and now it's all on you.
kind of fun. I'm just like, I do what now? Sorry. Eh. But yeah,
Young child, not being paid. Don't worry, you've got this. Just do it, die hard. It's okay. Just do it, Digi, die hard.
yeah, it's just like, okay, sure, you're 11. Help us because we are incompetent adults. Um, but no, it's super good. It's really interesting. It has its faults, it has its merits, but it does also have its faults because it is a very old RPG. And like I said, I literally spent 7 hours lost. And I'm a grown-ass adult. Like, I don't know how, like, little me managed to do things. There are some areas in the game that I very vividly remember. Like there's one point in the swamp where you go around the swamp and you have to kind of break open a wall to get to something. And that was like hardwired into my brain. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I can remember that segment so vividly, even from like how long ago would that be? Like at least 15, maybe like 15 to 18 years ago. I still remember that bit very vividly and I'm like, oh,
It was
okay.
important to a little Misty.
Yeah.
That's a good feel. Whenever a moment of gameplay is like etched into your DNA, you know that it made an impact for sure.
I don't know if it was necessarily a good impact in this case, but I think I was spent so long going back and forth in the swamp looking for it that like when I found where I needed to go, I was like, I am never forgetting this moment. Just in case I ever play this again, never forgetting it.
So, what would you say is probably like one of your favorite parts about the game?
Um, my, I'm trying to think because I just I feel like I love it, but I feel like I love it as a concept more than necessarily the sum of its parts. Um, what I love most is probably the fact that you're not kind of stuck with the specific Digimon you choose. You can get all of the starters and Vmon. Vmon is a special rookie friend that you can obtain.
Wait, he
He
is?
is!
Oh,
Yeah,
Vmon.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love
Yes.
Vmon.
So
I didn't realize he was in this game.
yeah, so like your starter packs, you have a choice of the 3 starter packs, and you have let me try and remember who's in it. So you have a Patamon, Renamon, and Monmon pack. You have a maybe it's not that way. No,
One of them, I think, has Betamon
uh Bearmon? There's a Bearmon, Guilmon, and well, Kumo,
and
Kumamon,
Patamon.
and Patamon in that one as well. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the other one is I think it's actually Monmon, Patamon and Agumon. And then there's a pack that I chose in my current playthrough, which is Renamon, Patamon, and Kotemon.
Kotamon. That's it. Not
Yeah,
Betamon. Kotamon.
yeah,
Yes.
with his little kendo sword. He's good. Um,
He's good. I don't see him as much as the later stuff. I feel bad. I'm like, no, where's my little Kendo guy?
yeah,
Although I don't see Kumamon or Bearmon in most future stuff either. So like, what happened to those two?
yeah.
Forgotten starters, lost to time.
Yeah, like there's so many good Digimon. There's so many really nice friends, but it feels like they focus a lot on the very popular ones, like the Agumon and the Guilmon. Those tend to get a lot more focus, and some of the ones that get like a lot of traffic, like Renamon, don't Google that if you don't have safe search on. Um, oh boy, oh
Oh,
boy.
jeez.
Um, but yeah, there's so many really good Digimon. Like one underrated Digimon. If we're talking about underrated Digimon, one of my favorite Digimon, the best little boy in my opinion is Lopmon. Just so good,
Yes.
so nice, such a nice friend. And for anyone who's seen the Digimon movie, just, it breaks my heart. He's such a good little boy.
Lopmon always gets the rough deal. Like in
Yeah.
Tamers, she's stuck on the bad side for like the first half of the first arc.
Yeah.
In the movie, she's the villain. In Frontier, she's the villain. It's like, no, Lopmon needs love too. Don't give it all to Terriermon. Both dogs need love.
If anyone's played Digimon Survive as well, Lopmon gets the short end of the stick. I am so sad.
No, don't tell me that. Why? Poor Lopmon.
I still need to play more of it. And in Survive, I must admit, I'm only in chapter 4, so I'm still quite early on in the game. I do want to play more of that, but I wanted to focus on doing 3 on stream. So I'm like, I just, oh. You're a chocolate favorite. You're a chocolate flavored me from Tamers. Yeah. Yeah, like Terriermon's good, but like I think Terriermon's like top 5 versus Lotmon is the best. Then we have Gatomon because Gatomon is also amazing. And if I had to think from the first
I always have
season,
to remind myself Gatamon's a champion level.
true,
it's
yeah.
I was playing Cyber Sleuth and I'm like, where's
Where
Gatamon? I'm like,
where
oh
are they?
right.
Yeah. It's is it Salamon that's their rookie form?
Yes.
Yeah, like a little dog that then becomes a cat that then becomes an angel because Digimon is wild and we love it. Um,
Yeah.
Speaking of Terriermon, just casually becoming a bunny with literal like Gatling guns on their arms, that's entirely normal. Don't worry about it.
I have to say I love Rapidmon a lot better than Mecha Gargamon.
Yeah. Well, I with my Lotmon, it's like Wendigomon, Antilamon, Cherubimon. It's such a good chain. It's really good.
Oh, Cherubimon.
Yeah,
Just wants
Cherubimon's good.
hugs.
Yeah.
Oh, good feels, good feels. So yeah, so what one thing you brought up earlier, over where you're at, this is called Digimon 2003. It is and the extended version that actually has like extra content, including like extra ending stuff. Um, have you gotten to like experience any of that like extra content?
So I don't think Child Misty ever actually managed to finish the game. I know I definitely made it to the Amaterasu server. So, like, because you're in an online space, you're in a virtual world, you are like, there's different servers because obviously there needs to be, but you're part of the Asuka server. Um, but then because of all the terrorism and things going on, cybercrime, you need to
Cybercrime.
you need to travel over to a different server, which is the Amaterasu server and then like go through all of that server as well. And things are a lot harder and the server itself because it's been corrupted, it has like a purpley red hue to all the areas and stuff so it looks very different. And that's one of the things I very vividly remember is the world looking that way. So Baby Misty definitely made it to the Amaterasu server, but I don't think I ever finished the game. So I'm excited to get to that point. I don't know how much
Yeah.
longer it's gonna take me, because I thought I was quite near the end, and then people were like, hmm.
How are
So,
you now?
yeah, I'm like 80 hours in. This is like a proper old school JRPG. I suppose some of the newer JRPGs, like I know like Xenoblade has 100 odd hours in it, like Breath of the Wild is
I've spent almost like
infinite.
200 hours just messing around in Xenoblade 2, but that's because I
Yeah.
have a problem.
No, no, no. That's good. It's like there's so much playability to the
Uh,
game.
getting your money's worth out of it. That's what I call
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, like with it being so old, there are limitations of like there's no fast travel in this game. So if you want to go from like point A to point B, you are either walking, digging, taking a submarine, or like making your way over there somehow. And it can be very confusing as to where you're supposed to go.
The maps are like pretty wild. Like sometimes I wish there was like a kind of like a map you could see like from like above to
Yeah.
kind of get a better view of your surroundings for sure.
Yeah, there is
Uh,
a map
but
which is very limited.
yeah, yeah. But I was gonna say one thing about the game is that it tries to keep the consistent frame rate by kind of only like loading in like sections of the area at a time, which I thought like when I played it, like even as like a little like babby Zarataro, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
It's so that the game doesn't actually like stop whenever you're like trying to get through an area. It's just it's doing this procedurally like kind of like loading, and I'm like, oh, that was so smart back in the day.
Yeah, and the way that it uses the like little digital tiles, like people can see when you're swapping between areas and when you're moving, when it loads them in, it has the actual like little digital tiles for them. It keeps with the theme and it looks really good.
Yes. It's crazy, like the little innovations. You go back to a game like this, and it was like, yeah, no, like they were on point. Um, from this game, you said that you don't really like do like the digital like pet ones, but what are some other Digimon games that you played following this one?
Um, I did play a lot of Digimon World Dusk, which was one of the DS games, which is a
Dianamon, I love
yes,
her so.
yes. It's another RPG style one, which follows like it's not quite the same kind of concept, but it was RPGs and you had your Digimon. It was fun. I played Cyber Sleuth, so I need to dig it out actually, but I got so excited about Cyber Sleuth, and when Cyber Sleuth came out, that I did my nails Cyber Sleuth themed, so I did like alternating nails, one black, one yellow, and I
Yeah, I
have a
love the
little
color scheme in that game.
yeah. I have a little picture with me with my nails next to my DS, just like all yellow and black. And I still, on my Vita, I still have the backgrounds as the background pack from Cyber Sleuth. So it has like all the
Yo,
characters on the screen. It's really good. But yeah,
I actually just beat that game just last week. Like I had Nuggets on and he was talking about it, and it got me back in the urge to play it. And that game, there's a lot of game in that package. I didn't realize until I was like halfway through. I'm like, I still have half a game to go.
yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I have never actually finished it, but I did as well as owning it on the Vita, I did buy the complete edition on Steam. So I think I have Hacker's Memory as well. So
Yes.
eventually, at some point in my
Eventually.
backlog, I'll get to that. But there's a lot of games in my backlog, and so
Nonstop can't stop.
naturally, because I have like this extensive backlog and all these like AAA titles to play, I was like, let me just play this game from 2003. That'll yep, that's good. But I'm so happy that I chose to do so because I've met like it's really weird, but I've met so many people through playing Digimon and it's been so wholesome. It's just been so nice because people that love Digimon or people that remember like Digimon World 2003 are just like, "Oh my God, hey, this game." And I'm like, "Hi, yeah, so we're now best friends. You like Digimon? Cool."
Yes.
But yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. No. Oh man. No. I love it so. Uh, Now, I remember you saying like this game is actually like pretty tough. So, would you recommend it for like the regular like RPG player, or do you feel like maybe its barrier of entry might be a little tough for like people nowadays?
For a regular RPG player, someone who's quite used to the RPG formula, I think it's definitely worth a play because it does so much stuff and the things it does so well, but it is quite outdated. It is quite old. Like, there's a lot of quality of life improvements they could do for the game. And I think depending on how people are, like with patience and if you want to just be able to get somewhere, you don't want to be spending hours and hours and hours on the game, then it may not be the best game for you. I definitely recommend trying it and seeing what it was like, especially if you like Digimon and you like the RPG format. But otherwise, I think the newer titles, things like Cyber Sleuth, would probably be better for somebody who was kind of not that used to the kind of old style of RPGs, the super
Mhm.
grindy nature, because it is incredibly, incredibly grindy.
I don't know if you can have a Digimon game without a good chunk of grind.
Yeah,
Like you're talking about the DS ones. The DS ones are also like
yeah,
really good starting ones too.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I grinded the heck so I could get my Imperial Dramon. Like I was not
Yeah,
finishing the game without that.
yeah. Like in one thing that's a little bit tricky about this game is it gives you your Digimon's levels. But it doesn't actually tell you when they're gonna learn new moves or when they're gonna be able to digivolve. And naturally, with Digimon games, there is stat requirements to Digivolutions. So if you don't look those things up, it's highly unlikely that you'll know what stats you need, like if you need a certain amount of strength or a certain amount of fire resist to unlock specific Digivolutions. So it doesn't say this is what you can digivolve to if you get these stats. Everything is just like, uh, just try and find out, level up some
Yeah.
stats, go crazy, like
I mean, it's not like your Pokemon where it's just like, oh, just use the Firestone or get to level 16. It's like, nah, nah, have it like you this much and have this much strength and this much HP. And also, in some cases, yeah, your intelligence can't be above this.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, wait, what?
yeah. There's such
I
crazy
need a dummy.
requirements. I don't think
But
it's
oh
as
man,
bad as things like Digimon World 1, where it is like hyper specific. Possibly Next Order as well. That's another one that I have that I've only played a little bit of, that's more of the traditional like Digimon raising Tamagotchi-ish style of game.
yeah.
Um
Next World is actually like like I think it's actually a direct sequel
to
to
Digimon World
Digimon
1.
World One. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it's getting a Switch port here soon. I think
It
also
is,
Steam, and it's
yeah.
supposed to be getting some good quality of life improvements, which I think will make the game flow a lot easier for people to get into.
Yeah.
I have to say, like I was gonna ask, like, how do you feel about the future of the franchise going forward? I know Survive had a little bit of development stumbles, but it sounds
Yeah.
like from what we've seen with Next Order getting a re-release, Bandai is still wanting to push the Digimon strong, especially with all the new anime that's been coming out.
I do hope so because I feel so sorry for Digimon because I feel like the series got really shafted because everyone, well not everyone, but there were so many people that are just like, "Oh, you play Digimon? Like, isn't that just a worse Pokemon?" It's like, "No! No, you're
No, you're thinking about Telefang.
so wrong." Yeah. Grinding like crazy for Rosemon. I've just seen Nuggets comment. Yeah, like, "Oh my God."
Hey, Rosemon's cool. It's no Lotusmon, though. Ooh,
Yeah.
shots fired.
Yeah.
No. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a question or two from our audience. If you have a question about Digimon or something specifically for Mistantics, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll just sit here as a cool ham at the
Full
moment.
ham. Yeah. Yeah, boy, look at them shades.
Styling and profiling.
Mm-hmm. If I had
Sadly, if I turn the wrong way, it gets a bit crooked. There it goes.
I don't have any like cool toggles. Maybe I need a cool toggle.
I've been experimenting. I need to get like a monocle with a little like bow tie.
Yes, fancy ham.
have yeah, fancy ham. It's
Yeah.
so dapper.
Yeah. I really do hope they do more with Digimon though. Like keep releasing games. It was a shame that Survive isn't as much as it could have been. Like it could have been a lot better. Apparently there was a lot of stuff they wanted to include that they didn't. But yeah, hopefully.
Okay, let's see. Mecha, how many different Digimon are in the game? How does it stack up to Pokemon? In Digimon World 3, there's
About
nine.
120, I think.
Well, there's like nine rookies, right? And each one
Yeah.
has like four champions they can each evolve into, and then each of those champions have like four ultimates they can evolve into, right?
So, what's really interesting about Digimon World 2003 is every rookie can learn every other Digivolution in the game. So, no matter what Digimon you start with, you could still have, like, say, Black War Greymon as a Renamon Digivolution, for example. It is quite limited. There aren't that many Digimon, but this was a PS1 game, so I don't know how much space they had for it. It could have been the technical limitations that they could only include that many. Well, they may
This
have
was
just,
also the first RPG Digimon game too. All the
yeah,
previous ones were like a mystery dungeon or a monster rearing. So,
yeah. I don't know how it stacks up with some of the modern ones. Like, I'm intrigued. I'm gonna Google how many Digimon are in Cyber Sleuth.
oh, I'm sure it's probably about 200.
Yeah.
Let's see. Curious, if someone were to play their first Digimon game, would you recommend this one? I think we both agree Cyber Sleuth
Yeah.
is the best one to start with.
Yeah, Cyber Sleuth's the best one to start with. Uh,
Secondary, I would recommend World DS.
yeah. Yeah, the DS ones were fun. Apparently in Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory, there are 340 Digimon that you can catch
Ooh,
slash
okay, I was
breed.
way off.
Mm. I think they did add more in Hacker's Memory that you could actually get. I
I
found
know
it,
they added the Beast or the ones for Frontiers.
yeah. In this one, let me Google how many are actually in Digimon World 2003. Oh, I was wrong. Oh no, maybe not. Uh, let's see. I've lost it now. Obtainable Digimon in the game. There are 65 Digimon in the game that a partner Digimon can become.
Okay,
So it's a
65.
lot more
So
limited than I thought it was. I thought there was a lot more.
it's still, I mean, like compared to like a regular RPG, it's not going to be your Suikoden 106 characters you can have in your party, but you know, it's got more than your regular Final Fantasy game. So less Pokemon, more than Telefang.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always talk about Telefang. I have no idea how many Telefangs there are.
I honestly, I've actually never heard of Telefangs.
If you ever saw like the Chinese like ripoffs of like Game Boy,
Mm.
Pokemon Diamond and stuff, those are basically just Telefang.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's worth a look up. It's like Pokemon but phones. Actually, it's kind of like Digimon now I think about it.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
you go to a digital world where the electronic monsters live.
Yep, that sounds pretty
What a
Digimon.
what a crazy level of overlap
Mm,
to end this chat with.
mm.
Misty, I want to thank you so much for coming to talk with me today. It was so much fun, and
Yes,
thank you for sharing this game that you love.
yes, no, it's been really fun. I'm always glad to talk about Digimon in general and Digimon World 3 or 2003. I do think it's an amazing game, but yeah, probably not as an entry level Digimon game. There are better ones, but I hope they can do something like this again at some point.
Yes, and hopefully maybe one day we'll get a Digimon Legacy Collection HD with some quality of life improvements. Come on,
Oh,
Bandai, you know you
yeah,
wanna.
let's go. Let's do that. That would
Let's
be
go. Let's do
amazing.
it.
Yes.
All right, we're going to take a short little break while we prepare for the next guest. Thank you again so much, Misty, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Oh, wait, quick, you can plug yourself, plug your channel.
Um,
What are you going to be
Hi,
doing?
yes, I stream. I'm actually going to be playing some more Digimon World 2003 again starting next Friday. I usually play it on Fridays, but I'm skipping this Friday. Next Friday, we're back to this. Probably someone wants me to play Digimon World 1, but I don't know when they're going to redeem that. But yeah, Digimon is in the future, and also Persona 5, and whatever else that strikes my fancy. So yes,
Yee! Looking forward to
we're in
it. All
RPG
right.
Town!
Let's do it. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right, we'll be right back.
Bye bye!